Okay, before new chat replay, you can go in Doctor Room if you want to. Before we get started, I just want to share what my niece just shared with me. Could you please tell them that statement?
Good, better, best.
Okay, wait, go slow and loud.
Good, better, best. I never let it rest until my good is my better and my better is my best.
I love that. So we're sitting here and she was just talking to herself like, good, better, best. I never let it rest until my good is my better is my best. I was like, yes, girl, shoot. That's what the world needs to chant. You know what I'm saying? You're never too old to chant something that positive. And I was like, where'd you get that from? She said, school. I said, this is what I'm talking about. The kid right here. Listen, if your kid is not sitting around for fun chanting phrases like that, you may want to rethink some things, you know? So now we have blow dry. We blow dry her hair. And we are complete. There has been some S3 spray, which is just very light. It's just so like it's so light. Yeah, it's like feel that. It's light, huh?
Whoa.
It doesn't have any, so it like disappears after a while. It's just so light. I don't know any other way to say it, so light.
It's gonna be like oil, but it's not.
Right, it's kind of like, I don't even know what. It just reminds me of silk. And it's called S3 Spray by Influence. So that's what I've put on her hair already. And what I love is that you can't really overdo it because it's just silky, right? And then on her ends, not her ends, I'm sorry. On the very bottom of her hair, like right here, I take the TG stick and it's so light. Like when I tell you light, I'm barely touching the hair. And I just lightly tap the ends. When I tell you light, like so light. Like I'm not pushing it on there. I'm just whisking it by. All right, so that is what we're doing. And then I've sectioned the hair into 4 sections. This is pretty much when I used to do Silk House in the salon, oh my God, I used to be as much as you guys see me talk about short hair, if you're new, hi, hello, make sure you subscribe. I just grew up doing hair. And so her mom has, is it 4 sisters? 4 other sisters? Yeah. Joe, V, B, Melissa, and Kira. Yeah, so it's 5 sisters. So my brother, his girlfriend at the time, I have 2 this time, I got my nephews. Anyway, long story short, then my sisters, I've been knowing them since I was 12, 13 years old. And we grew up together, right? And I used to always do all of their hair. All of their hair is long and thick like this. And so I believe that's why I got good at hair, because I had hair to do that was like, you can't fake it. It had to be done. And my biological sister has hair just like this. And I had to do my mom and my aunt's hair. So if you're just wondering the backstory on hair. So there's definitely a part of me that hair is just intuitive. And then there's the other part where once I started doing hair professionally, I actually had to learn how to create systems. And so I will tell you this, if you're watching this, even if you have to do your daughter's hair, like my sister has to do her baby's hair, you need a system and the more you get used to the system, first, you're going to be good at it. Then you're going to get better at it. And then you're going to be the best at it.
Yeah.
And so that's pretty much what I did. I had this guy, hey guys. They said, hey, beautifuls. Say hi.
Hi.
She's so pretty, ain't she? She's going to dance today. Okay, we do need to go because her dance is at 6. But, and I'm supposed to be somewhere across town. But the moral of the story is creating systems. I don't have all my tools, so I really like to use other stuff, but we're going to use what we got.
I'll be as still as possible, I promise.
So another thing is I don't have a heat comb.
I do not like heat combs.
I do because
my other
hairstylist.
She uses a heat comb for like the edges and stuff.
Mm-hmm. Oh, no, not the hot comb. That's a hot comb.
Oh.
Although that would make it go a lot faster. So if I had a hot comb, I would actually go through and wait, this one. There we go. Just relax. I'm not gonna burn you. If I had a hot comb, I would go through and press the edges, the base of the hair, and then just flat iron the rest. But we don't have that. So I'm gonna have you hold your ear in a minute. We're just gonna move through. So what was I saying? Oh, moral of the story is you want to have a system in everything that you do. Hold your ear down, baby. Because a system is going to allow you to move. And first you're going to be good. Then you're going to get better and quicker. And then you're just going to be the best at what you do. It comes from consistency and constant repetition and practice at what you desire to achieve. So for anyone watching, this goes for life, really. But you know what I'm saying? Like when I used to do silk out, I literally could have a line out the door, and I just had a whole system. One thing I will say about flat ironing natural hair, don't be all light-handed. It's just like when you iron clothes, you want to make sure that your iron is pressing the hair. And you put the iron and then you follow with the comb like this so that the comb can evenly disperse the heat and allow the hair to, you can let go back. I'm above it now, I think. Yeah. To sit naturally, but essentially you are dividing and conquering. And you want to keep
straw?
Yes, honey. 1 second. She's a diva, honey. She needs a straw when she drinks her Sprite. It's very Mariah Carey. I love it. I'm so for it. I'm here for it. Drink your coffee with a straw, girl. Shoot, let me get you a straw. And of course, I have them. I need some cute ones, but this will happen when you send a man to the store to get a straw. Here, baby, grab one. There you go. You're welcome. So, we're just going to keep on moving. But I just wanted to show you guys the process. Part 1, was just the blow dry is important because you're setting the scene for the silk out, right? And there's a lot of ways to silk out. I'm not the right way. There's a lot of things. Even I change it up sometimes depending on the client, right? But the key here is to be consistent and have a system. Once you develop a system so that the reason why you want a system in any type of hair that you do, whether you're doing weaves, whether you're doing, whether you are doing short hair, long hair, you want to have a template. A lot of times people say, what's a system? A template. What's the template so that every time somebody sits in your chair, you get them consistent results? If everybody sits in your chair and you always lost, their hair come out cute this week, next week is ugly. That ain't fun for your bank account, nor your client. Like, they want to come back to you. And so they'll come back if you give them a consistent result. You can't have a consistent result if you don't have a system. Hello, somebody. Do you deep condition before every silk out? No, I don't. So when I was doing natural hair, I was very adamant about my protein. And you guys know, Influence Reconstructor is my favorite protein. If you ain't got this in your life, no matter what color, ethnicity, race, this stuff is the bomb. I use it on all my race clients, anybody. But I do my protein. And then I also would rotate my conditioners. So sometimes the client will need some more moisture, like maybe in the summertime. And then other times they just need hydration, depending on how often the client is coming. If the client only comes once a month, then I'm probably going to use more of a moisturizing conditioner. But if the client I used to have natural people that come every 2 weeks. When they come every 2 weeks, I don't use deep conditioners every time because it's just not necessary when you're doing such a nice protein every, 8 weeks. So I definitely vary. I like to use, Matrix had this milk, gosh, I can't think of the name of it, but it's like a milk spray. So sometimes I would use that instead of the conditioner. Because I know what you mean. Like sometimes natural hair conditioner weighs it down in a way. And it doesn't mean that you're not going to give them conditioners. You have different types of conditioners. You have leave-in spray conditioners, which I don't like a lot of leave-in stuff because they leave a film on the hair. So you just got to make sure that whatever leave-in you choose, it doesn't have some type of heavy film that's going to weigh the hair down, because I want the hair to have life and life more abundantly. And I do not believe that you're going to die or somebody's hair is going to fall out if you don't heavily condition like all these people be doing on YouTube. Most of the time, you training your hair for like this high maintenance process, and it's just not necessary. Like I've had all types of hair, long, short.
In the middle.
Yeah, none, in the middle, all of that. And I will tell you, and I've done all types of hair. And YouTube, sometimes these people take it into the extreme with all these extra washes and super long processes. First of all, that's just like, get a life. Who wants to be all in their hair like this? Second of all, like for real, we need to have something else happening besides our hair. I am not my hair, and I have a life. I have other things. Now, you know, if you want to be a naturalista, you teach, you know, natural hair or whatever. But even then, the process needs to be fairly simple. Simplicity is the thing that you stick with. What you gonna say there?
Have you ever talked about what happens to your hair in like different seasons?
Oh, that's a good question. I probably have in one of my classes, but she said basically, Leah's asking about what happens to your hair in different seasons. Different climates in general will have your hair doing different things. So with each season, depending on where you are, there is a climate change. And so your climate definitely affects how your hair responds to things. For example, if you Black and ever been in New Orleans is the most humid place. And so when I used to have natural hair, my hair would just shrink and poof up and just be a mess. In Louisiana, really, but definitely New Orleans, because it's just a humid place. So versus Texas, for me, my scalp turns white in places like Texas and even Las Vegas. Why? Because both of these places are dry. So the climate is definitely going to play a part in what your hair
What about if it's cold?
Cold, and then it's going to be dry. So like if you go to Utah, I've been to Utah, I've been to Montana. When your hair is dry, then that's when, as a stylist and as a person, you want to add moisture to the hair more than you would in another place that has like, you know, a decent temperature. So when it's colder, your hair is going to be drier. So you want to, again, add more moisture to the hair. And when you're adding moisture, that means doing repair masks, deep conditioners. You introduced me to that. I'm going to order some. Yes, I'm trying to tell y'all it's the best. Y'all, these shorts used to fit, and now they just like, I can't. Actually, I think I bought them kind of big anyway, because that is true too. Because I don't want no booty shorts, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you got to have them big, so you're just going to be like having your butt all out, because that's just disrespectful, girl.
My dad doesn't like that at all. My mom doesn't. I don't know.
Yeah, we can't be having our booty out. You got your booty out. What's the invitation? Just guess what the invitation is.
I don't know.
Exactly. It's just unclear. When you send unclear messages, you opening yourself up to be approached any kind of way. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So, if you want to be approached like a person of a certain standard, you know what I'm saying? Don't be mad if you got your booty out and the man try to come touch your booty. I mean, you know, and you know, we don't want people coming to touch us, right, Leah? Mm. So that means we got to cover it up, right?
Yes.
Exactly. We don't judge anybody who got their stuff out, but we want to be approached a certain way. So you don't judge people. You just look at how do I want to be approached and treated.
The only time I wear booty shorts is at home.
Well, yeah, at home. If you're going to the pool, you know what I'm saying? There's a time and place for everything.
I'm going to get better at this neck. I'm sorry.
You not? Ain't nobody in here.
Yes.
You can turn the air up.
YouTube's gonna turn the world star.
Hilarious.
Lord.
Guys, another thing about flat iron hair, taking your time to go down the hair shaft. If you just run the iron so fast that the heat has even time to do its job, and don't be scared of heat. Heat is your friend. Heat shapes the hair so that it can get a style. That's the beautiful part about hair as a follicle, like as a thing. Like heat is what gives it shape to do all the fun things that we love. So heat is your friend. People get scared because we overuse heat we take the flat iron and then we on the hair and we just like talking and the hair just burning. Like that's like, you don't do that, of course, but like taking your time, see how that section is not so thick, and then starting at the base. Now, when I get to the base of the hair, I'm kind of like pressing it a little bit. So if this is the hair that's coming out the scalp, when I get to the base, I'm pressing it down towards the scalp and then out, because that's like pressing. Does that make sense? Okay, because I don't know if that was a good example, but
tell me you got a live audience too.
We have a live audience in the studio today. But here, let me try to show you guys. So when I get, and then guys, don't burn people. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can get close to the scalp with being respectful. So when I get to the top, I'm like leaning down towards the scalp, pressing it a little bit, and that way, then coming down. And then notice the flow. It's even, it's consistent, it's steady. Okay? Now, when you start doing a lot of natural hair, if you ain't already, you'll be able to pick your pace. But in general, people be getting lazy, and so at the top, that's your pressing comb time. If you don't have you see in 2018, a lot of people don't have, and listen, the pressing combs they making now are not the same as the ones we grew up with. The whatever that is, steel or whatever, that's cheap. So it doesn't press like the irons used to. But if you really look at her scalp, like that's very much pressed. You know what I'm saying? So we're on to the next section. And I just wanted to show you guys my press out process, because all my family got long hair, which is hilarious, because I'll be doing short hair and they just ignore what I say I don't do anymore. And my sister texted me, she was like, we'll be over there Saturday. And this is how it goes. My auntie called me, my mama needed done, so I'm gonna always do long hair, period.
I wanted to do short hair when I was older, but
really?
Then my dad said once you cut it may not go back the same. So
that's because Dad don't want you to cut your hair.
Yeah, he don't want you to cut your hair. Your hair, let me tell you about your family. Y'all not gonna have no problems. Now, towards the back, when the hair is like short like this in the back, these are the pieces of hair that could give you a little issue, because they shrivel up first because they're closer to the area that's gonna sweat and all of that. So this is the the TG stick. Hold your head down there. There we go. And then we want to just, again, think about pressing. And we're using that to support our silkiness that we want. It's going to be a little heavier than the other pieces, but you want that because you want the hair to lay down. So that's like your edges. You want to put a little something heavier than like this is just complete silk. It's not going to weigh the hair down. I just am so anti-heavy hair. Like I can't. It's going to get heavy by itself. Mm-hmm. So the least, I know, that's heat. So she's feeling heat, steam from the flat iron because I put that oily stuff there. Because the more product on the hair, the more it's going to sting, and the sting hits their scalp. Ow. So,
you know what? That's where I go wrong.
What?
When I flat iron her hair,
what?
I put stuff on it and make it heavy.
Yeah.
And when it's done,
mm-hmm.
it don't have
the bounce,
the body to it. It just kind of looks stiff, and I'm
mm-hmm.
like, well, look,
it's what you go to school. It's what you're gonna get. Yep. So that was Melissa saying, like when she does her hair, it's just kind of dumped, like just kind of stiff at the end. Now another reason why we don't have enough movement yet is because if we look at the ends, the way you can tell how ends are is just put it next to paper, right? And so you'll see these aren't bad at all, considering the average person's in their ends. They be trying to hold on to dear life, mm-hmm. and it just be like let it go, be frozen, all the way frozen. This is not bad at all. So can you guys see that? There we go. See? So there's a way to round that out so we're not taking off all her length. I'll show you guys that maybe because I'm about to get this done. I'm supposed to be waiting garlic somewhere. But yeah, you guys, it's a process. So don't not offer your clients to clip their ends. Don't clip off their hair. Getting scissor happy, as we like to call it. Mm-hmm. And, be aware of their sensitivity to losing hair length. I know how it is arguing with clients about hair that need to come off, but they want to keep it. So find the middle. I always just find the middle. I'd rather my clients stay with me and meet me in the middle, and then over time they start trusting me. They don't ask me questions about what I'm doing, you know, because they see, again, Melissa just said, results.
Yes, you know what? A question I have to ask you is why is it that we had been going to that person for so long and I didn't see the results, and it made me just
even more frustrated.
It made me frustrated.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I'm just wasting my money. Because if we've been going there for 8 years, you think that her hair be touching her butt.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Right. So
and don't get me wrong, we didn't go on a weekly basis. We went once a month, but still, though.
I just told you I did those girls once a month.
You know.
So here's the deal. Melissa has a great question from a customer perspective of what, she wants to see a certain type of growth. And that's where your consultation comes. And just even if it's, here's the deal. Some people hair, like when my hair was long, my hair only grew to here. It never grew past, that's the length. I had to understand that growing up, like, like my sister hair, like, you never see my biological
Venus hair, my hair.
Yeah. Everybody hair,
Yeah.
if they want it to grow, it's going to grow. Some people have a certain length, and that's just what it is. My hair was thick. It was like, I could shake it. But this is what I was going to get. That's why I had no problem cutting it, because I was like, okay, it only goes here.
But see, her hair?
Oh, she has potential. Yeah, she has potential. Now, number one, hair can't grow the way you want it to grow with this. Here's the thing. You have to tell your stylist the outcome, and the stylist need to ask you, because sometimes the client don't know to say what the outcome is. So, and see, the client thinks that because you're the doctor, you're supposed to already be trying to grow the hair. Yeah, man. Get comfortable. So here's the reality of communication between the stylist and the client. You have to know the outcome. So you want to be talking about hair goals. Here's the fun part. Hair goals change. You know how often we change what we want? Like, I want short hair today, no hair tomorrow. So the same thing with the client. You have to check in and say, okay, you want to grow her hair? Is that our goal? And then once the client and you have decided on the outcome, here's what you do next. Write it down. Because when you have a lot of clients and you start to get busy, you don't want to be treating that person as if they don't matter. So you need to know where you guys are going. And you need to literally think of yourself like a doctor and prescribe what the goal, if you put the goal on paper, and then you say, here's how we get there. Okay, now, it's an educated guess. It's a hypothesis. You guys are going to go on a journey together to get the result. Things will change, whatever. But now you guys have a plan. So I used to take my clients and say, okay, when I had a lot of young girls' hair that I used to do like this. And I would ask their mom like what they want. They want the hair to be just strong and healthy growth. Perfect. Here's a strong and healthy growth plan. I let them know. I expect to see you initially. If this is my first time meeting Leah, I'm gonna say, Leah, I need to see you for 2 weeks, every 2 weeks for at least like 4 or 5 appointments. That way your hair gets used to my products. The way I do hair, your hair gets used to just the suite of things. And what Leah's going to see in about 4 or 5 appointments, her hair is not even going to need that much maintenance. Now we can split it out to like once or twice a month, right? Typically for this type of hair, you can go almost like at least 3 weeks, right? And so then, you're on a routine. And so during these appointments, here are the types of services I need you to get. I need you to get a protein treatment every 8 weeks. I need you to get an end trim. Now, end trims vary depending on how, like when I have a client who doesn't want to lose hair right away, I trim every 4 weeks. Because what happens is the trim is literally like this much hair, like this much hair off of their length. And so every 4 weeks, I'm nicking it. What happens is it's the craziest thing I learned just over time doing hair. You'll look up and it ain't no more dead ends on the hair. Because every time you trim it, the hair just keeps growing. So the split part is not, you're not allowing the hair to start to split up the shaft. So their hair is not breaking. You just keep cutting it off. It's going to keep growing to the same length. So I explained to the client, your hair is going to be the same length for a while because we're not taking all your hair at once. I respect how you feel about the length that you desire. You guys understand why communication is important? Yes. You guys understand why you can't be crazy in the brain trying to deal with a person because you have to have a sensitivity for how they feel. When I sat in the chair and the barber shaved off my head, that was not on purpose. He clearly didn't look at the picture that I showed him. And I assumed because he was a barber that he was going to look at like, it was just miscommunication. That's why I didn't even get mad at him because, I mean, although I could have got mad because I ain't showing a picture of me bald headed. But at the end of the day, clients are really like frustrated with stylists, and it's because the stylist has to learn how to communicate. So that's why you didn't just start learning how to do hair, honey. You have to learn how to be a people person, a communicator. You can't be up in there worried about your baby daddy and stuff during their appointment time on the phone arguing with him. Like, nobody got time for that. Or you mad at your coworker, they talk about you. No, none of this stuff is what we have a salon for. The salon is here to serve. And so the more you serve, the more you get paid, the more options you have in your life, right? But it starts from communication and doing just what Leah told us. Pastor Leah gave us a word today. Tell them again, Leah. What was it? Be good. What? Say it again, babe.
Good, better, best.
Okay, wait. You gotta say it loud.
Good, better, best.
Okay, y'all catch that, YouTube.
I never let it rest until my good is my better and my better is my best.
Boom. That right there, literally, and I've seen that. I can't remember who quoted that, but that's a wonderful, it's another statement that I learned. If it is to be, it is up to me. And then this statement that Leah just brought to us today, good, better, best. Like, start off being good. You're not going to be an excellent communicator overnight. You're not going to learn how to talk to different personalities overnight. You know what I'm saying? She said, say it, girl. Exactly. So you have to just do things to the best of your ability at that time, but always be seeking to not let it rest. Like, when it came to natural hair, I had to learn a system because all my sisters had long, thick hair. So if we don't want to be up all night, I was like, okay, I need a system for this, right? And then I want to be good at it. I don't want to just do something because I can do it. I'm going to, whatever I do, I'm going to do it to the best of my ability. So same thing for y'all. Clients is frustrated. They want to spend money with you, but if you're not working,
man, we'll spend money.
Right, because it saves, how much time do it take for you to do your own daughter hair?
From start to finish, from washing to deconditioning to moisturizing to 3 hours.
See what I'm saying? Like, she would rather a professional, you know, who knows all the little ins and outs.
And will pay.
Right. But she's like, you know what? I don't see results. So she's looking for outcome. Life is all about outcomes. You know, people divorce because they're looking for an outcome that they haven't communicated to each other. Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? And listen, you can divorce your stylist. You can divorce your best friend. People separate and people miscommunicate. You quit jobs. Somebody thought that they was going to get a certain outcome from me. And we just miscommunicate. So she was expecting this. I was expecting this. Because we didn't convey our outcomes and expectations, we done. You know what I'm saying? So it's just all about, write that word down, y'all. Results and outcomes, expectations. That's 3 words. 3 words. Results, because that's all that really matters. You know what I'm saying? What's the outcome? What's the expectation that you are looking for from your stylist, from your flat iron, from your comb? You know what I'm saying? Everything. When I buy a hair product, I'm looking for a certain outcome. That's going to determine whether I buy it or not. And if that company doesn't do a good job conveying the outcome that I will get from purchasing, I'm not going to buy.
When you paying for something,
it's like a car. I said, okay, so I've been looking at the Mercedes. I was like so sold on this E400, whatever it's called. And I was just going to buy it without even like, and the other night I sat up and looked at the reviews and like what people say about it. And what I learned is that I don't want that car because it's not fast enough. I buy cars because they're fast. So I have a BMW. I'm going to get another BMW. I'm going to get the M6 now because I looked at the M6 versus the E whatever. That thing is for somebody who likes to just glide on the freeway, which I like to zoom. I'm a zoomer. So that car, my outcome, I assumed that it was going to be fast.
You need to stick with BMW. If you want to go fast,
I love it.
Yeah.
And they hug the corner so tight. I love my car. So it's like I was going to buy whatever, and someone told me to read about it. So my point is results, outcomes. That's all. It just matters. That's like with your man. See, some of y'all get with these dudes. Have you asked him the things that's in your head? Because I got to the top in a minute. Here's what I expect. Yesterday, he said something to me. We was at the mall, and we joke about it all the time because he said something, and I was like, I have to pay for this? Because I expect when you're in my presence, I'm not paying for nothing. And that's just what my expectation is. Now, do I pay for some things? Yes. Not a lot. And I make sure he knows, don't make this a habit. Why? Because I have expectations. And I'm not a gold digger. But just the way that I am.
But you know, in a relationship, it has to start from the beginning. It can be years in and be like, okay, these are my expectations.
Yeah, no.
Like,
it start right
when we met.
Right. Because you set a standard.
You have to set the tone, and you know what? You teach people
how to treat you. What we talking about? When you people get in relationships and they start cooking and cleaning from the second date. Hold up.
If you're not saying nothing about going down the beginning,
what you worry about it now?
You have to communicate.
Communicate. Like it's really simple. You could judge a lot of your life issues based on that right there. And then you will let go a lot of stuff. What did I expect? Like sometimes we expect our mamas to do. That's how I got to forgive myself and forgive my mothers for certain things. I have a lot of mamas. And I realized, first of all, how you expect somebody to do something that they don't know how to do? It doesn't mean that people can just walk all over you and do what they want. But you know what I'm saying? How do you expect somebody to do something that they weren't taught? And it just can help you get over things so that you can understand what you expect. And then here's the part. Sometimes they can't give you what you need. And you have to love them where they are and be okay with that. Come on, somebody. Y'all know y'all gonna get a therapy session. Yeah. Pastor Leah started it. Start the whole video. Talking about good to whatever. I was listening to her whisper to her. I said, girl, what you said? She was like, good to better, better to best. This is never quit.
I know, an innocent child sharing her thoughts. Now, if you heard my thoughts out loud, you'd be like, ooh, Lord. Yeah, she grown. It ain't nothing like that motivational stuff.
But you get around to it, though. Sister, you get around to it. Because you observe a lot, and you got a lot of experience. So.
You know what, though? I realize you really do got to surround yourself by positive people. At the end of the day, you really got to surround yourself with people that think like you, people that, you know, trying to get to that next level. And it's okay to have people in your life that aren't where you are. Yeah. Because, you know, it's always you never know who's watching you, who's learning from you.
I was always the dumbest person in everything I went out to do better.
You were never dumb.
Not dumb, but like, there was something I feel like.
First off, you was the baby of the family. She was the baby, and she had brothers, parents, a lot of people doing stuff for her. So it's not that you were dumb.
That's true.
When you're used to people doing stuff for you, and you don't have to do it, you don't have to think.
Yeah.
You don't have to. Yeah. You don't have to do anything. I'm the baby, so I know this. When you're used to having everybody do stuff, and then when it's your turn, you do feel like you're dumb because you're like, okay, well,
in different arenas.
That's just like, I'm sure when me and Reggie go somewhere, he always drops. So when I have to go by myself, I'm like, I don't even know where.
Lost AF.
What journey did you take? He
that's
always
like,
drive when we're together.
I laugh because that's like when my brothers, they make fun of me because I've always been away with directions. Because I just was the one in the car just riding. I never had to know where I was going.
Absolutely. But you were never dumb.
Like, and I say dumb,
the baby.
Right. I say dumb in the sense of like when I got to where I wanted, when I started wanting some next level stuff and I had to get in a different cultural environment, I felt like there was something everybody knew that I didn't know. Yeah. And that the only way you knew it is because that's how they grew up. You know what I'm saying? So then it was like, how do you trying to figure out some stuff? Because then you start really rethinking things that you were taught and so it's just, to me, but that's a part of growth. Like, you gotta go experience other things.
God bless fools and babies.
You gotta go experience other things, y'all, and figure out what you want. That's all.
This morning we saw this so-called baptizing babies, like newborn babies.
What?
It was so.
What are y'all talking about?
This video, it wasn't like they were. It looked like a rabbi, and I don't know what religion that is, but they had a little baptism, little pool for the baby, and it wasn't a christening. Okay, if y'all don't know the difference between a christening and a baptism,
a baptism is a choice.
Google it. Yeah.
That's a choice.
But you know, a christening,
you just in the name of Jesus, you blessing the baby.
No. He dumped the whole baby in the water. He dumped the whole baby in the water. Did he not, Leah? He dumped them head first, then foot first, then head first. And I was looking, and the people behind him were like horrified. And we were like, oh my God, what is this? And like I said, it was a religion that I've never.
I'm not gonna play with none of y'all talking about. If y'all had a song, what you talking about? Hope.
He dumped the baby head first, then feet first.
Completely done.
Then feet first. And I was like, oh my God. I was like, what? Whatever religion it is, like I was telling Reggie, because Reggie was like, that's not right. I was like, Reggie, they've been doing it for years. Just, you know, to us it's new.
Play it up, man.
But right. To them, that's what they've been doing. So to them, it's not.
It doesn't even matter because the baby's not aware. A baptism is a choice that when you choose.
Are you downstairs?
So I don't know why you would just do that to a baby because they're not even aware of what's happening. So they're not in cahoots with the whole thing. Strange. What else funny? She done dipped her hand. Ooh, y'all, the conversation just goes all over the place.
Yeah, look, it's right here. See?
What? Maybe that's just like the way they christen a baby. Y'all, look at this. What? Oh! I'm done. I'm so done. That was a roller coaster ride. I'm confused. Oh Lord, the baby look terrified.
Look at him.
Oh,
and then he.
Oh no, that baby having fun. That baby. Oh, now he crying. Oh, Tink Tink, don't cry, Tinker.
They have like a rhythm change.
What?
And he does it so like.
I mean, that's shaking baby syndrome. I used to work at a daycare.
I know.
Be
shaking babies like that.
Y'all, you know you cannot shake your baby. That's called shaking baby syndrome. Google it.
Wait, there's a thing?
Yes, Google it. Shaking baby syndrome. I used to work for a daycare.
Baby.
We had to always get like these different classes, and I had a lot of jobs, y'all.
Oh.
We used to pass out flyers for the daycare. Oh my God, I always was into marketing, indirectly. I wasn't even trying to be a flyer passer outer. He didn't get paid. Ain't no extra. We got 7-Up Slurpees to pass out flyers. But hey, it worked. We would go in the neighborhood and pass out flyers on all the doorsteps.
Oh, so I see why it's happening.
Yeah, shaking baby syndrome. You make your baby. That's horrible. Babies can like really be messed up. Yeah. You can't be shaking a baby upside down. That's the most craziest thing I've ever seen. That baby cried at the end. Oh, first it was having fun. Then it was just like, whoa, this is weird. This is not what I thought this was. This is a trickery. Okay, so we're gonna go. I'm just gonna finish flat ironing. That way I don't have no 50-hour videos. So if you care to see the end, I'll do a part 3 and holla back.